scrubs up okay, didn't she?
Just a little.
Beautiful.
Thank you all for coming, especially those of you who have travelled a long way. Trish, from South Africa. Thank you. And Michael, best man, all the way from Australia. Dan couldn't get anyone nicer. Dan couldn't get anyone nearer to say anything nice about him. I'm not sure what I can say.
Good shout.
Today, I am the proudest mum in the world. I beg to differ. We are the proudest mums in the world. But me, not just to walk my beautiful daughter Louise down the aisle, looking so happy and radiant, but to have been with her through the journey of her life so far. Louise tries to excel at everything she does, throughout her school days and academically too. Sports-wise, a couple of things maybe a couple of you didn't know. As a teenager, don't listen.
She was born a man.
Not the first time, mate, Dan.
As a teenager,
Oi, stag do.
As a teenager, Louise actually became Hertfordshire and Buckinghamshire Open champion at judo.
Don't mess with Lou.
At college, she did a management diploma, well, hospitality and catering, and for one event she had to prepare, cook and serve food at the state opening of Parliament at the House of Lords.
Oh.
What's this about? Louise did shock me once.
Only once?
Only once? I was going to say only once.
At 18,
With a hairdryer.
she made me a grandma.
Aww.
Emily's arrival into the world proved to be one of the many blessings in our lives.
Yay.
6 months after Emily was born, Lou returned to work at Beaverbrook Jewellers under the guidance of Andy. She furthered her career earning a management diploma and her jeweller's jet exams, and being at her graduation was another proud day for me. But Louise needed some playtime. Sometimes on a Tuesday evening, she would go to a pub called the Spice Rack in Stanmore. It was here that Louise first met Dan. That was about 4.5 years ago. Dan was an instant hit with our family. So kind, caring, patient, witty and intelligent. Maureen and Phil for
Good acting
such a
skills.
wonderful man. Dan has proved to be the type of man that every mother would wish for their daughter. And the kind of daddy that every child would wish to have. In Emily's words, he is an awesome daddy for her and Isabella. They adore him, well, we all do. Today, I know I am not losing a daughter. I have already gained a wonderful son in Dan. Lou and Dan have worked so hard in making today such a beautiful day, not just for themselves, but for all of us here. They have designed the cake, they've designed and created the table plan, table names, flower arrangements, thank you favours, children's gift bags. In fact, they've done everything. In fact, Dan and Lou are so together. They unite in such a unique and special way. They are not just lovers, they are best friends and soulmates. And today they have become Mr. and Mrs. Hurst.
Never in the day.
I can't ask Lou&Dan for grandchildren soon because they've given me them already. Thank you for my gorgeous girls. I love them. What a lovely family they are. Even their neighbours comment on how wonderful they are together, always doing stuff together and being such wonderful parents for Emmy and Izzy.
A noise they can make.
Well, on Sunday,
Like the kids, I mean.
on Sunday, Louise and Dan will be jetting off to the Maldives for a wonderful honeymoon together. And I'm sure you all wish them an amazing time. I'd like to wish them an amazing rest of their lives. To Mr. and Mrs. Hurst. I love you guys. I absolutely love you.
Chin chin.
And now to the room, Dan, to have his speech.
Well done.
I had two speeches written for today, or should I say one? Something to do with a white R8 and something about a marriage to a beautiful woman. I lost my mind on the way here. So the speech that Lou wrote out for me unfortunately didn't make it. So I thought it'd be best that I give you one straight from the heart. So bear with me if I do get a little bit backwards. First off, Chris, thank you for your kind words. Really heartfelt, hell of a lot. I think Lou was choked and I nearly went as well there. Keep going. Thank you today. Thank you so much for today. That we really, really couldn't have done with what we're all going through now and with the day that you've given us. We really do. Thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. The biggest thanks for you, I think, is for giving me your beautiful daughter. I promise you, I will take great care of her. I promise to do everything she tells me to, even if it comes to golf. Today I'm the happiest man to be able to say thank you for coming to the wedding of my wife and bride. People often told me that marriage is a bit like a lottery. I can truly say today I feel like I won the jackpot, quite literally. To be able to have a wife like you, to have friends like you guys working across the room, means a great deal for you to be here. Chris stole the words, which come from all corners of the world. It wouldn't be the same without everybody here. It would be a hell of a lot cheaper. But I suppose that's not the point. Lou and I are both over the moon and bewildered with how you guys are getting around today with the gifts, your kind wishes, with your cards, and really pulling in to make today happen. We're not going to be able to thank everyone by name, but truly heartfelt. Thanks to everybody that's done their bit. Mum and Dad, you've always pointed me in the right directions. You've always sent me to go and do what I should do, and quite often I've done the complete opposite. Really good stuff would do.
And a bit more.
And a bit more. That's for my speech. But I'd like to say thank you for giving me the best possible start you two could have done, everything you've done for me to get me started in life. I'm a proud man to say that. Well, I'm proud to have you. I'm proud to that. We've got some gifts for the mums and dads. You want to hand those out with you? Mum, we've got you a little gift.
Oi, good night.
I'm not.
When do I not?
That's for you. Chris, we've got you a little gift. Say thank you for today.
Converse.
Now, that's not yours.
Oh yeah. Just a big box.
Yeah.
raise your glass and a toast to the mums and the dads.
Mums and the dads. Cheers.
Louise is a beautiful, caring, funny, gorgeous, generous person. And I'm so happy that she's prepared to offset that today by marrying me. She looked absolutely fairy tale beautiful when she walked down the aisle today.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the first time that we went on our date. I had the same thought today that I did back then. And that's I absolutely would.
Jimmy, you might get it tonight.
I'm sure she'll be drunk and asleep.
Now, one of the first text messages, I don't know, some of you might not know this, that I ever received from Louise, was something along the lines of dropping her off after a night out, of, "You sure know how to let a girl down," as her opening line to courting me, which makes the next bit ever so sweeter, to be able to ask you to be upstanding, raise a toast to Louise, my joy, my bride, my wife. Louise.
To Louise.
I'd like to thank the three gorgeous brides. Thank you.
Sit down.
Felt shorter. I'd like to thank the three gorgeous bridesmaids today for helping Louise down the aisle. Emily, Hector, Isabella, you all look beautiful. Emily, Isabella, here somewhere. It makes me so proud from the heart to say I'm so proud to be your two standing.
Aww.
Emily, it also makes me the proudest man alive to be able to tell you, that as of today, that you are also in Miss Hurst. Officially, you've got the same name as Mummy and I. And not to forget Reese, our gorgeous little page boy who helped escort my ladies down through the aisle. And toast to the bridesmaids and the page boys.
Billy. Good girl.
Hector, we got you a little present. Lou can't really get us up. Thanks to the ushers and the best man. Wedding etiquette dictates traditionally that the groom should be the best looking man on the day. I'd like to thank Michael, Gary and Jamie for keeping up that tradition. And to Gary, wherever you are, organising a great stag. The hair has grown back. Wife's absence. Another story. He wasn't part of it. Which leads me to the last little bit, to hand over to my best man. He's made his way all the way from Australia, walked off the set from Home and Away. Here today, all the way from Australia, 28 hours to be here. You and I are over the moon to be here today. We couldn't have asked for anything better than to have you on what is our most specialist of the day. If everybody or anybody needs a drink, I'm going to hand over to Mike for a second. Probably now's a good time to go. On that note, I'm going to hand over to Prince William.
Who doesn't love Prince William?
You sure know how to put on pressure now, too. I'm actually going to let a few of you down today. I know you're all expecting a
a couple of embarrassing stories about Dan, but in reality, all the stories I have about him I can't tell in a family setting.
Of course you can.
No,
He must.
ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, and Gary, of course. As you don't know me, I'm Michael. Obviously, come from the other side of the world, and it's honour and a privilege to be Dan's best man today. I'd like to start firstly by thanking those of you who made today possible. Chris, Maureen, and Phil, you know, bride and groom's parents. You guys have raised two extremely fine young people here. You know, I'm a normal. And Terra Mary Farm for obviously the hospitality today.
Brilliant.
And of course everybody that's come here today. Thank you for coming. On behalf of everybody. I'm especially happy to have made it here for the special occasion. Like I said, I've travelled all the way from the other side of the world. And although it may have been a long journey, I wouldn't miss it for a little. I hope you're all having a great time so far. I think you can all agree that today at the ceremony, Lou, you just looked absolutely stunning.
As long as you don't say I would.
I almost did. But Dan, in all honesty, the look on your face when you saw me this afternoon was one of just absolute disbelief. Similar, in fact, to the rest of ours when she agreed to carry in the first place. Well, what can I say about Dan? He's clever, he's handsome, he's charismatic. No, sorry, I must have the wrong wedding speech. No. Dan and I originally became mates while we were working at DFS. Dan was the sales manager at the time, and although he's now the big boss, all his years in sales have prepared him, I think, pretty well for marriage. And that he's very good at taking orders. Let's hope that from today he learns to start talking less, because as we know, married women have a very particular knack of holding what we say against us for a very, very long time. Not yet. No, that's fine. No, in all seriousness, I do consider myself extremely lucky to have met Dan. He's a very kind, he's a very caring guy. He's always very considerate of others. He has a great sense of humour, and he's an extremely loyal friend. He's always been there for me to lend an ear and to provide some sound advice, I suppose, when I've been facing tough decisions or some tough times in my life. He has many traits, in fact, all of which combine to make him a great man, and somebody who I personally look up to. All these traits are presumably what originally attracted Lou&Dan in the first place. When I first spent time with Dan and Lou together, I could just see how perfect they were for each other. They seemed to gel so well as a couple, balancing out each other's personalities precisely. It certainly helps that Lou shares Dan's unique sense of humour as well. Now, when the happy couple first started dating, I've never seen Dan so happy. He's got this goofy smile on his face and this odd glint in his eye. The second Lou entered the room. That told me that she was the one. It was pretty clear. It was obvious then, as much as it is to the rest of us now, that he had found something very, very special. Now, Lou, as Dan's friend, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making him as happy as you have. I know he's proving himself to be a great dad, and I know he'll continue to prove himself time and time again as a great husband. I mean that. As I understand it's customary, I have a couple of bits of advice for the group. Dan, I know you're very particular about your food. For those of you that don't know, there has to be a lot of it. Make sure you give up on those intimate dinners for 4, unless you have 3 other people eating with you.
Last night.
Furthermore, try to remember that a successful marriage can be compared to a game of rugby. 1, ensure you're fully committed every week. 2, make
sure you score on a Saturday. And finally, number 3, don't put your tackle in too hard or you might injure yourself. No, sincerely though, on behalf of the bridesmen, the groomsmen and myself, I'd like to thank Dan and Lou for giving us the opportunity to be involved in this special day. I know you guys have put a tremendous amount of effort into planning this wedding, and I can only hope that apart from the speech, everything has exceeded your expectations. Absolutely. Now, before we get stuck into our dessert and party the rest of the night away, I'd like to propose a toast. So I want you all to stand up for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses for the new Mr. and Mrs. Hurst.
Mr. and Mrs. Hurst.
Hey. Thank you.
Thank you.